Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving deep into some tips today, especially for those of you just starting out with English. So hit that subscribe button if you're ready to level up your English skills.
Yeah, and I'm here to kind of help break down those tips and how you can use them every single day.
Awesome. Okay, so the first tip is to start small.
Right.
It sounds super simple, right?
Right.
But this script we're looking at really makes it clear that speaking English every day is key, even if it's just a sentence or two.
Yeah, and the cool thing is they use examples that are like, how are you?
Yeah.
Or the weather is nice today. I mean, those seem super basic, but they get at a really important point. You don't need to start with these big, complex sentences.
Yeah.
Just getting those sounds out regularly is a huge step.
Totally. And you know what I actually remember when I was learning language?
Uh-huh.
I used to actually talk to myself in the mirror
Oh, wow.
using simple phrases like that. And
Um,
it felt kind of silly at first,
yeah.
but it really helped me get comfortable.
Exactly. And the script even calls this like micro practice, just fitting these little bits of English into your day instead of trying to cram in hours of study.
Right.
They even suggest stuff like talking to yourself while you're cooking dinner, like saying, I'm making dinner out loud.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's like turning your everyday stuff into these mini language lessons
Right.
without even thinking about it. And
Exactly.
talking about making English a part of your day, the script mentions singing along to English songs.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. They suggest songs like Imagine by John Lennon and Shake It Off by Taylor Swift.
Oh, nice.
And it's like a fun way to pick up pronunciation and rhythm without even feeling like you're studying?
It's funny because I used to sing along to English song and totally butcher the lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
But hey, it was a good laugh and I definitely learned some new words.
That's the spirit. It really touches on another important point that the source makes, which is don't be afraid to make mistakes. They even use the funny example, I go to the store.
Uh-huh.
Right, we've all been there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think we've all had some pretty hilarious grammar mistakes when learning a new language.
Totally.
But the script makes it really clear that making mistakes is just a natural part of learning.
Absolutely. They even gave an example about saying, I go to the store instead of I went to the store.
Right.
And, you might laugh, but that's actually a sign of your brain trying to figure out English grammar. It's not a failure, it's a step in the right direction.
That's such a great point. Our brains are just constantly trying to make these connections and learning from these slip-ups.
Absolutely.
So instead of getting discouraged, we should see those mistakes as opportunities to actually learn and grow.
For sure. Think of it this way. Every time you correct a mistake, you're one step closer to being fluent.
I love that.
Yeah.
And to make things even easier when you're just starting out, the script suggests sticking with simple words.
Yeah.
And they give examples like good, bad, happy, and sad.
Yeah, this is like a really smart way to go about it because it helps you build that foundation. Imagine trying to build a house without a strong base.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't work right.
Right.
It's the same thing with language. Simple words, that's your foundation, and you can build more complex sentences from there.
It's a great analogy. Okay, so to recap for everyone listening, we talked about starting small, making it a habit, and seeing mistakes as chances to learn and building a strong base with easy words.
Mm-hmm.
All really good tips for anyone who wants to feel more confident speaking English.
For sure. And building on that strong foundation idea, the script also talks about finding a speaking partner.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one. Having someone to practice with can make a world of difference.
Yeah.
And they even give you different options, like finding a friend, getting a tutor, using a language exchange app, or even joining an online community.
And what's really cool is how the source breaks down the pros and cons of each one. So like a tutor, can give you that structured learning, but a language exchange partner that gives you a chance to learn from each other
Yeah.
and experience different cultures too.
Right.
And then online communities, those can be a bit more casual,
Yeah.
just to practice and connect with other people learning too.
Yeah. And I remember when I was learning language, I actually had a language exchange partner,
Oh, wow. That's great.
and it was amazing. Like, I got to learn about their culture while I was also working on my speaking skills.
That's awesome.
And sometimes we'd even make funny mistakes together, which always made for a good laugh.
Right. It just makes the whole learning process more enjoyable and, and less scary.
Yeah.
And speaking of like real world practice, the script also suggests learning some key phrases that
Uh-huh.
you can use every day.
Oh, like, can you help me? Or, excuse me, where's the bathroom?
Exactly. Those are so important to know.
For sure.
So think about your everyday life. What are some common situations where knowing a few phrases would be super helpful? Like maybe ordering coffee, asking for directions, or even just introducing yourself at a party.
Yeah, and I remember when I first traveled to country,
Uh-huh.
I learned a few basic phrases like, hello, thank you, and how much does this cost? And it, like,
Yeah.
made a huge difference.
Totally. It's like having a toolbox full of those essential phrases that you can use right away.
Yeah,
And as you learn more, you can keep adding more tools to that toolbox
right.
and handle even more situations.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. It's like building up your confidence and fluency over time. And speaking of confidence, the source really emphasizes being patient and enjoying the language learning journey. They remind us that it's a process and it's okay to go at your own pace.
Yeah, and I think what's really key here is to have a positive attitude. I mean, language learning can be tough sometimes,
Uh-huh.
but it's so important to celebrate those small wins along the way.
Totally. Sometimes I think we get so focused on the end goal that we forget to appreciate the progress we're making. Like
Yeah.
remembering a new word or understanding someone speaking their native language. Those are all wins.
Absolutely. And that actually connects perfectly to the source's final tip, which is to celebrate small
Oh,
wins.
nice.
Even if you just learned one new phrase today, that's still progress. It's like taking a small step on a long hike.
Hmm.
You might not be at the top of the mountain yet,
Right.
but you're moving in the right direction.
And those small steps eventually lead to those big achievements.
Exactly.
So to wrap things up, we covered some fantastic tips from the English How To and Tips podcast today. Starting small when, practicing, often embracing those mistakes, finding a speaking partner, learning those key phrases, and, like, most importantly, remembering to celebrate those small wins along the way.
For sure. And hopefully you got some really helpful insights from this deep dive today. And remember, learning a new language, it's a journey, not a race. Just be patient with yourself, enjoy the process, and don't forget to celebrate every step of the way.
So before we go, I'd
Yeah.
love to hear what really stood out to you today. What's one thing you're going to try out on your own English learning journey?
Maybe it's adding in that micro practice to your day,
Hmm.
finding a language exchange partner,
Yeah.
or just taking a moment to really appreciate how far you've come.
Totally. And hey, if you're enjoying this deep dive and these tips are helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and check out some of our other episodes.
Yeah, we have tons of great deep dives waiting for you.
We're always looking for new ways to help you learn and grow, so stay tuned.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into better English speaking.
Yeah.
And until next time, happy learning.
Happy learning.
It's amazing how, like, even those small things, when you do them regularly, can really make a difference. Kind of like those tiny drops of water that eventually make a canyon.
Wow. Yeah.
Your efforts every day, even if they seem small, they're going to shape how fluent you become.
That's a great way to put it. And it reminds me of that saying, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Right.
Fluency, just like anything else worth having, takes time and effort.
And the cool thing is there are so many fun ways to learn English. Watching movies, listening to music, reading books, or even connecting with people from all over the world.
And speaking of connecting with people, don't forget to share this deep dive with your friends who are learning English too.
Oh, yeah,
Learning together can make it even more fun and interesting.
totally. Learning a new language is an adventure, and it's always more fun to share adventures with friends. So spread the word, spread the joy of learning, and you never know, you might just inspire someone to start their own journey to fluency.
That's what it's all about, right? Helping each other reach our full potential.
Well said. Thanks again for joining us on this deep dive into better English speaking. We covered so much today, and I really hope you're feeling motivated and have a bunch of practical tucks to use.
Remember that the journey to fluency, it starts with just one step. Keep practicing, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself.
Until next time, happy learning.
Happy learning!
Thanks for joining the conversation here at Kaz English. We hope you found it fun and informative. Don't forget to check out kazapp.uk. That's kazapp.uk for more tips, resources, and interactive practice. Keep exploring, keep chatting, and we'll catch up with you again soon.